All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the 2019 selection show. I'm joined here by Hazel. Is that how you say it?
Oh yeah.
It's finally revealed how you say it. Uh, we're ready here for the selection show. A lot of teams watching this on the bubble. Who do you think's in? Who do you think's out?
um, it's a hard one to be honest. It all kind of bounces off the conference tournaments.
Mm-hmm. Well, I feel that Connecticut was the team that I thought was a lock for a one seed, but then they
Yeah, they lost to Ohio
lost.
State.
Yeah, but I don't know how that'll affect their seeding or if it will at all, because the committee might just look at the overall.
I mean, to be honest, I think UConn was the best team overall this season. They were better than my team. I
Yeah, I
think
agree.
they were a lot more consistent.
All right, it's 2:10. That means that it is time to reveal the first team. Of course, we start in the West region, and the number one overall seed is Connecticut, the Huskies, at 28-2, out of the what is it, the SEC or is it the
AC,
Big Ten?
Big Ten.
Big Ten. All right,
Yeah, Big North.
Big North. 28-2 record is pretty impressive.
Yeah, led by they only have one senior in the whole team. Oh, two seniors. Sorry, two of
I
them are in the
think
starting line.
they'll be back next year just as good, if not better.
Oh yeah, the recruiting ground they have, they're gonna be very stacked next year.
And they will be facing the South Carolina Gamecocks at 21-9 out of the SEC.
Oof, they barely got in. A little surprised that they got in. To be honest.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, that 21-9 record, I didn't think that they'd be in, or if they did, I thought that they would be right here as the last team in.
Yeah,
But I
exactly.
I think this probably knocks Ole Miss off the bubble because South Carolina from the SEC.
Possibly, but to be honest, I think Ole Miss should have gotten the spot over South Carolina. But we'll see if Ole Miss gets another spot
Yeah, we'll have
later
to
on.
see. Still a lot of bracket left as next we go to the fourth seed, and it is the Colorado State Rams out of the Midwest Conference. 26-4 on the season. I believe they won their conference, didn't they?
Now Gonzaga won it.
Oh yeah, they're out of the PCC. I always forget that.
Yeah,
Not Midwest.
but they had some good wins. They beat Washington in the tournament. You see their game log. They beat Oregon. They beat Gonzaga already.
I feel like they should have been a little higher than this. 26-4 out of the Pacific.
Yeah, I think they should have gotten at least a 3, not a 4.
Yeah, I agree. I was thinking 3 or 2 for them. And they will be playing the Virginia Cavaliers from the ACC at 20-10. That's a little bit of a high seeding for Virginia.
Yeah,
They were another bubble team, and now they're in the tournament as a 5 seed.
definitely. I don't think Virginia's going to have much of a chance here, to be honest.
I don't think so either. I mean, but it's the traditional or the classic matchup of putting the mid-major upstart up against a Power 5 team that's struggling.
Yeah,
I,
ever
I
since their coach left.
I expect Colorado State to win pretty easily here.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So next up will be the 3 seed, and it is the Memphis Tigers at 24-6 out of the Midwest Conference.
Canada.
Yeah, basically the Canada Tigers. Of course, 10 players on their roster?
I think this is another team that can make a deep run. They got a Player of the Year candidate, Lyndall Wigginton. He carried for them in the conference tournament. I think he could take this team really far.
Yeah, I agree. It all depends who they're playing, though. And, of course, this game is in Spokane, Washington, which means Gonzaga will likely be the 2 seed in this region. But first
Yeah.
off, the 6th seed is the Marquette Golden Eagles at 22-8 out of the Midwest. So they make a return to the tournament for the first time since for the first time in the NCBCA era, I believe.
What a great year for the coach. First time in the team, and now he's brought him to the national tournament.
Yeah, really a solid season for them, and now it'll be the 2 seed. There they are, the Gonzaga Bulldogs at 26-4 out of the Pacific.
This is a team that I think can make a Final Four run. State.
Yeah, I
Or
agree.
UConn.
There are a lot of good teams in this bracket. 1 through 4 are all great, and the 7th seed is the Missouri Tigers at 22-8. So there's another SEC team. Ole Miss probably not too excited about this bracket. Seeing 2 bubble SEC teams make it in.
I don't think Missouri stands a chance here either.
Well, I really don't think so, but the SEC was rated as the best conference by wins, and the Pacific not as strong, but I really do think Gonzaga should be able to take care of it, maybe closer than people think.
Then again, Gonzaga did exit the first round last year as the 1 seed.
Yeah, of course. Can't forget that. Next up, we have the the Midwest region. The 1 seed in the Midwest will be the Indiana Hoosiers at 25-5.
Surprise. Every year.
I honestly am a little surprised. I thought that they would be a 2 this year. Of course, 5 losses, that's a little high for them.
I think that's more losses than they had the previous 3 years combined, but I mean, that's still a solid season.
Oh, yeah. I really don't think that they're as much of a title contender this year as they were the previous years, though. They're going to have to do some retooling.
Yeah.
And they will play the Alabama Crimson Tide at 21-9.
Oh my god.
This was a matchup that some people wanted to see, and here it is. The committee says that they don't seed based on storylines and stuff like that, but I think that's a lie, because Alabama and Indiana.
Matchup. It's offense versus defense. Indiana was one of the best offensive teams, but their defense was pure garbage. And then you have Alabama, a terrific defensive team, and their offense wasn't getting going. So we'll see what happens here.
And next up, the 4 seed is the Texas Longhorns, 25-5 out of the Midwest Conference. So 2 teams so far for the Midwest. Pretty solid for them. I think that's more than they had last year.
Yeah, definitely.
Texas will be playing Ohio State out of the Big North at 23-7. I'm surprised Ohio State's this high with that kind of record.
I think they should have gotten a higher seeding, to be honest, like 4, because they beat UConn in the conference tournament. They made it all the way to the championship, so I think they could beat Texas here.
I really think they have a chance at them. And the 3 seed in this region is North Carolina, the Tar Heels at 23-7 out of the ACC. They really, I don't know, they've been a little bit of a different team since 2016.
Oh, yeah. They started the season rough, but they finished very strong, winning the ACC.
That's what got them that 3 seed with the 23-7 record. The record is a little bit deceptive.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Then the 6th seed is the Vanderbilt Commodores at 20-10 out of the SEC. So that makes 4 SEC teams so far. 4 SEC bubble teams so far, and none of them are Ole Miss.
I'm a little surprised Vanderbilt got up here, to be honest.
Yeah, I am too, especially over Ole Miss.
Yeah. I don't think their resume was as good, but
I don't think so either.
We'll see if they can get it.
All right, next up, the 2 seed is Oregon at 26-4 out of the Pacific Coast. And they will
Another
face off against Wichita State, the 7th seed out of the Midwest.
pretty be a pretty easy matchup for Oregon.
You know, I
No.
disagree. I think Wichita State has a chance here. 24-6 in the regular season, even though they
Uh,
played in the Midwest.
I mean that's true, but they did lose in the tournament as the 1 seed against Western Kentucky. So
That's
I don't
true.
know. I don't know.
I think if they win that game, they probably get a 4 or 5
Yeah.
seed, because that is just a terrible loss. All right, so next up we have the South region, where the 1 seed will be the Purdue Boilermakers at 27-3. So the second Big Ten team, or the second Big North 1 seed here, both from Indiana, as
That's a
Purdue.
third.
The third. Who is the other 1 seed?
UConn and Indiana.
Oh, you're right. So far,
Oh my gosh.
all Big North 1 seeds. We'll see if that trend continues, as Purdue will be playing the Syracuse Orange. So I know we had they were waiting to see if they were in, and here they are at 23-7 out of the ACC.
He's slipping.
Not necessarily a great matchup for them, though. I think Purdue will
Oh yeah.
win pretty easily.
It's
And the 4 seed will be the Louisville Cardinals out of the ACC. That's a little high for them, I think.
yeah. Well, I don't know. They were pretty good this season, but I don't think they had enough of a good resume to get that high. But we'll see what they could do.
I agree. And they will be playing the 5 seed Arkansas out of the SEC at 21-9. So a lot of 21 win SEC teams in here.
So I can't really give my judgment here, but whatever. I kind of hope Louisville wins this one, to be honest. I just do not want to face Arkansas.
Arkansas is a tough team, even with this low seed. And the 3 seed in the South will be the Wisconsin Badgers at 25-5. So another high-seeded Big North team. Definitely a great year for them and a great year for the SEC.
Yeah, they got Romel Langford. They had a #1 recruiting class. So that got him to the seed.
Yeah. All right, so next up, the 6th seed is the Boston College Eagles out of the ACC, making their return to the NCBCA tournament for the first time.
This guy, look, Boston College, a team that had no more than 7 wins in each of the past 3 seasons, to a national tournament team.
And I think they have a chance against Wisconsin. No disrespect to Wisconsin, but when you have a team like that, which is loaded with freshmen, then sometimes they could choke in the tournament.
Boston College already beat Indiana in the regular season, so let's see if they could do the same.
Right, and now the 2 seed in the South will be the Texas A&M Aggies out of the Midwest. Pretty decent team there. Of course, the Midwest Conference champion, I believe.
A&M. Now they lost to who'd they lose to? They lost in the SEC tournament.
Oh yeah, they're in the SEC. I was just thinking Texas.
Yeah.
But 26-4 out of the SEC is a really great record, especially with how tough that conference is. And
Exactly.
they will match up against the 7th seed Michigan State Spartans at 17-13. That's
Deserved to be in this, but
yeah, over Ole Miss, over other deserving teams. 17-13. They weren't even on a lot of people's playoff picture. Like, not even a bubble team.
record's horrible. I just don't think they should be in here, but
I agree.
it's a free win for Texas A&M, I hope. So let's see if they could get past them.
Of course, saying that, Michigan State will probably win.
Yeah.
All right, so on to the final region, the East region. The 1 seed will be the Kentucky Wildcats at 27-3 out of the SEC.
Yeah. My team can get past these guys, whoever we face.
And the 8th seed is the Butler Bulldogs at 21-9. So Butler returns to the tournament for what I believe will be the first time in the NCBCA.
I'm pretty confident that my team can get past them with Bagley and Garland, but we'll see.
Well, Butler, famous for upsets. We'll see if they can pull another one here.
Yeah, as long as I don't face Arkansas.
All right, the 4 seed is the California Golden Bears at 23-7 out of the Pacific. That's a little high for them. I don't really know if they had any good wins on the regular season.
I think this is a spot for them, to be honest.
All right.
I think, looking back, they had some good wins. They had a win against UCLA, Arizona, Oregon.
Well, speaking of those teams, where is UCLA? And speaking of more Pacific teams, where is Washington?
Yeah.
With only a 3 seed and a 2 seed left, I don't know if UCLA is in that group. What was their regular season record?
Let me check that. All right, real fast. They went 18-10. So
Well,
I mean,
I don't know. They could be the 2 seed here, but I don't know. Next up,
Yeah.
it will be the 5 seed, and it is the Duke Blue Devils out of the ACC. So Duke versus California. That's a good game.
see, last year California faced North Carolina. They upset them, and then the next round they lost to Duke. So California's up to some vengeance right now against Duke.
The 3 seed is the Cincinnati Bearcats, 25-5 out of the SEC. So another highly seeded SEC team here.
Yeah, Cincinnati did pretty good. They beat my Kentucky team, so they have the potential.
And another Pacific team that's missing is USC, as the 6th seed is USC. So they are on the board at 21-9. I think that probably knocks UCLA out.
Yeah. I don't think unless they could get in as a 7 seed.
Yeah, and I think that's a little bit of a stretch, as the 2 seed is the Washington Huskies. So there they are at 24-6. Another Pacific team. So really all conferences represented pretty equally.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, the final team in the tournament is the Nebraska Cornhuskers at 23-7.
Congratulations.
Out of the Big Ten, Big North.
Their first tournament appearance, I think, in the NCBCA era.
I think so. So now we know the bracket. Let's go back and see what you think about each region, starting at the very beginning in the West region. Who do you think comes out of this region?
I mean, this is a pretty tough region, not going to lie. I think it's going to be between... I don't think Memphis is going to go that far in the season. Colorado State can make a sleeper run if they can get past UConn.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And I'm thinking Missouri over Gonzaga, Memphis over Marquette, Colorado State over Virginia, Connecticut out of South Carolina, and I think Colorado State will head to the Final Four out of this region.
Yeah. Gotta root for them. I'm rooting for Colorado State.
I am too. Next up in the Midwest, I don't think Indiana gets out of it. I think it's between Oregon, North Carolina, and Wichita State.
Perhaps. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling Ohio State right now. I think Ohio State is going to get past Texas. And possibly beat Indiana, assuming they get past Alabama. But overall, I think Oregon is going to take this region.
I agree. I think Indiana is going to be tested the whole way. I mean, tough first round matchup, and then obviously tough the rest of the way.
Yeah.
South region featuring Purdue, Texas A&M, Michigan State. I think Texas A&M probably has the easiest way out of this region. They can basically rest their starters in the first game and still guarantee a win.
They could play their bench.
I think Wisconsin's probably going to lose to Boston College in the first round, and I think it'll be between Purdue and A&M for the Final Four, and I think Purdue will make it.
Louisville Arkansas matchup right there.
Yeah, that is a really good matchup. In the East, of course, Kentucky, the 1 seed. Butler, Cal, Duke, a couple other good teams in there. I think Nebraska has a shot at beating Washington. Of course, Nebraska went 23-7. Washington 24-6.
I think they will beat Washington. Washington doesn't have Tris. They have their freshman point guard, Trey Jones, but I think Nebraska can pull it off against Washington.
I agree, and I think the sleeper team in this bracket is Cincinnati. I wouldn't be surprised to see them going to the Final Four.
Oh, yeah. If they could get past USC, they could probably beat Nebraska or Washington. I think Cincinnati will be the winner of Nebraska-Washington. Go to the Elite Eight.
Then it's just a matter of beating Kentucky, most likely.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to the 2019 selection show. Sorry to all the teams that didn't make it, and congrats to the ones that did. We will see you in a couple days. Well, in a day for the national tournament right here.
Yeah.
See you, everybody.